Hello everyone, welcome to Alina's channel. Okay, this is Alina's fashion treating butt and hip enlargement. Okay, we are going to be giving you a vivid explanation on how to cut your butt pad and your hip pad in this video. Look at this, very beautiful and well fitted. Okay, this will expose a lot of things on how to cut even a fabric that is not an elastic fabric. Just sit tight, watch and discover the secret to getting this perfect job done. So these are the fabric we'll be using. This is the main fabric, and that is the lining. This is the lining, this is the main fabric. Here is a half an inch foam. These are ST interfacing. This is the lining. Okay. So I'm using this piece of lining to cut out. You can use your paper. Okay, you can use your paper. So these are the parameters. I've taken the full length, the width, that is your hip divided by 4 will give you the width of this. The full length, you can use the length of whatever you wish. Okay, so I've taken these parameters. I'm going to be measuring 3.5 inches here. This is at the top of the pad. Then I'll measure down to the full length of the pad, which is 17 inches that I'm taking. And then down there, I'm going to be marking 2 inches. So this part is the 2 inches. Okay, so this part is the under both, so I'm marking 4 inches there. Then we are going to be connecting all the points from the waist to the hip, then the hip to the underbutt, then the underbutt to the full length. Okay, so just take a good curve, give it a good curve. Okay, if you like, you can extend it as big as you want. I just went this way. Okay, down to the hip, and then curved it to the underbutt. That is the 4 inches we marked. Okay, so if you noticed now, this is the 2 inches here. I'm connecting it up to the underbutt. The underbutt is 4 inches. Then I just curve it to the butt like so. If you wish, you can add up your curve, make it bigger. Okay, so this is how I'm making mine. Okay, so you go to the top, that is the waistline, and mark 1 inches, and come down and mark 1 inches also. Then you curve it out. You just draw a line to the hip line. Just draw from the 1 inch to the hip line. Okay. Okay, just draw the line like so. So then we'll be covering all these sharp edges. Just make sure there are no sharp edges. Okay. So this is the curving out of the butt pad, butt and the hip pad. Okay. You just curve it like this and curve these edges also, so that it won't be pointy at any place, so that it won't give you out. So there, I'm going to be cutting this now. First of all, you label the up and down parts so that you don't get confused. This is the up, this is the up part, and the down part. I'll put this arrow here and there. So this is how it looks after cutting it out. So for the front, we are using the same length and width. Okay, so you just measure the full length 17.5 inches, and then the width, which is hip divided by 4. just mark it. So this is my waistline. That is the starting point. Okay, from the waistline I'm going to be taking waist to hip line. So I'm marking 9 inches here for my waist to hip line. So on this I'm going to be marking half of this measurement. Okay, that is my hip divided by 4, then divided by 2 again. So I will mark it there, 5.5 inches. Okay, depends on what you get. And then after that we are going to be connecting everything. Okay, so you still come down, mark 2 inches here. Okay, this is the front part. You mark 2 inches up and down. At the back we did the same thing also. So the front part you mark 2 inches up and down, the back was 3.5 inches and 2 inches, so don't get it confused. So now I'm going to be connecting the dot, as you can see. So after connecting the dots, from that 2 inches that I've marked, I'm going to be taking 1 inch and covering it to the hip line. Okay, so this is the 1 inch up and down, 1 inch. Then we'll connect it like so. Okay, because the both has this curvy kind of shape. You understand? When you are sewing it, and my next video where I sewed this together, you will see how it's aligned. So this is it. Please, if you've not subscribed to Alina's Fashion, please do subscribe to Alina's Fashion, where you get juicy, enlightening, vivid explanation on how to sew, how to repair your machine, and how to maintain your sewing machine. Okay, so I'm going to be curving it out like this and then cut it. So this is the front part of the hip padding, labeling it up and down so you won't get confused when you start sewing. Okay, this will be very helpful when you start sewing. Please make sure you watch this video to the end. If you don't understand, you leave your question in the comment section. I'll get back. So this is the cutout for the back and the front, as you can see. So we have our half-inch foam. Just place it down like so and cut it out. Okay, since we've gotten the pattern for the hip and butt measurements, okay, we'll just cut it out like so. And this is me labeling the foam. Please do label out the foam, okay, because by the time you start sewing, if you put the up below, you get it wrong. So I label it before I remove the pattern lining, okay, or whatever you're using, pattern paper or whatever. So I'm labeling the foam. So you cut two of these, two for the back and two for the side. Okay, this is for the hip and then the other one is for the butt. So for this remaining part of the foam, I'm going to be adding to the back butt so that I'll give you this fullness. Okay, so I'm just trying to curve out this part like so. Okay, just see how I'm going to be covering this part. I'm going to be cutting the both foam, so I'll be covering it out like this, following the pattern on this lining and on the foam. So just trace it out with your marking chalk. Okay, you trace it out with your chalk, then you flip it over. Okay, just watch and see how I'm going to be cutting this part. So I've traced it. I'll cut it like so. Okay, so this is it. Then I'll flip it over and give it a good shape. So just following this, mark the up and the down part so that you not get confused. Okay, so I finished cutting. I'm reinforcing the mark. So I'm going to be pinning it down. Okay, for my pin cushion, I'm going to be pinning it down so that I'll give it a good shape. That is this other one I'm adding at the bottom. Okay, so that I have this perfect shape. Okay, so I'm going to be trimming it very well. So here we are. So this is what we have too. So just mark like 1 inch round the side butt. Okay, this is the back but just mark like 1 inch. The same for the top foam that I'm adding to the back. We're going to be trimming this down to the barest minimum. Okay, so I'm still reinforcing the mark on the foam. So this is it. You flip it over, you arrange it like so, the left and the right. Please don't get it confused. This is how to do it. Then I'm going to be trimming this part like this so that it will lay down flat. Okay, so just trim this down. Trim, trim, trim so that you get the perfect shape. Okay, so take your time, trim it so that nothing will be bulging out. Okay, so that it look as natural as possible. So this is me trimming this part. Okay, I would like to see yours. Please try this out. Okay, and then save yourself from doing BBL. So this is Alina's BL. Hey hey, ABL. Alina's fashion butt lift. You can attach this to your fabric. Okay, if you're sewing a shobi or any fitted gown, you can attach this. I'm just making this for a client. You can wear it underneath your gown, your free gown or your shapy gown. If you're wearing this with any Ankara fabric, make sure you add 2 inches to the hip measurement. I hope you've picked something from this video on how to cut your BBL. This is a most requested video, so this is it. The link on how to sew this is down below. Do yourself the favor to watch this video but lift. Okay, so this is the before and after of what I got from this particular butt and hip enlargement. So beautiful, elegant.